So does that mean if I go over to YouTube, it will connect to the YouTube thing? Because I put in the stream key? Oh wait, okay. What does my stream look like? Emma! What does my stream look like? Oh, and the screen is so clear. I'm actually so happy right now. Emma, on your phone, go to my YouTube channel, and you'll see that I'm live. What does my stream look like? And it has an extreme delay, but it's not even lagging. The screen is so clear. I'm actually so... Like, that's... I don't know why, but I'm so proud of myself. Who's viewing? Because I might be making myself look like an idiot right now. Wait, whoever's viewing, can you say something in the chat, please? That makes me so happy. Emma, can you hear me? Okay. Tell me once you pull it up, and I want you to, like, tell me what the quality is like. And then I need to figure out how long the delay is. Oh, I think it's somewhere around, like, 8 seconds. Well, you should subscribe to me just so I can have the count. But it's literally just Mr. Doodlebop. And then it's, like, got, like, a pinkish logo. Actually, search up Mr. Doodlebop Live, and you should find it. Huh? Did you put lice instead of live? Oof. I'm so proud of myself for setting this up. Who liked it? Did you like it? Oof. There's someone in the stream right now, and I have no idea who it is. Okay, and then it should be extremely delayed too. But it's fine. Okay, the only thing that I'm worried about is the no, there's someone else in it because oh, Tate's in it, I think. Wait, Tate, if you're in the stream right now, just say something in the chat so I know it's you. Oh, I feel so cool because I set up the software. This is my new favorite thing in the world. Because now I can show you this and not have to worry about my phone camera. Like, is the quality clear other than the lag, Emma? Yeah. Can you, like, see what I'm doing except for you won't see what I'm trying to show you for, like, another 10 seconds? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Tell me if you can, like, see me trying to fix this function. Return... Hey, Emma. Okay. Oh, wow, the delay is actually shortened a lot. Hey, Emma, can you type something in the chat and send it in just so I can make sure that it works on my side? Else... Nope, I need this. Else... What is this? Just type in anything in the chat. For some reason, I have 3 viewers too. Okay. Okay, Emma, what were we on before I started trying to figure this out?
We had just finished going over alerts and constants.
Alerts and constants. Okay. Let me finish typing out this function and then I will show you.
I typed out all of Alexander Hamilton and half of Aaron Burr, sir.
Oh my gosh. Just in one alert?
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. Else return x minus y. And then that should be it, except I need to do one more of these, and then what is this one align with? Okay, then what is this one align with?
Where's my alert?
Then what is this one align? Okay.
Oh my gosh, it's so long.
I mean, I would expect it to be.
I didn't even go all the way on the thing. That is too much.
Oof. Oh, perturbs. I suck at typing. Okay, well, now run? Okay, well, where's the console then? Is this, would it run down here? No. Okay, well, what does it run on? Does it run on this? Nope. Okay. Well, nope. I'm confused as to what's happening with this. But anyways, I'm gonna save this real quick. And I'm gonna save it to this.
You were gonna teach me how to get something off of, like, if you put someone's name in as constant, how to take it off.
Oh, okay. I just went into my console, but you're not gonna see it for a hot minute. Tate, are you talking about can I see your comments in the chat?
Is she on Xbox, like, typing this out to you?
Yeah, she's sending me messages. Tate, let me refresh my screen real quick and I'll tell you. It should refresh instantly if you send something, because I got Emma's, but I didn't get yours. I hope that doesn't mess up the stream. That's so cool, Emma, because now I can just do this anytime I'm trying to show you something cool.
Yeah.
Or I can do this and then put up a webcam and then just do some art.
Yeah.
Oh, imagine me doing a painting. Did that actually just cancel my stream? No, go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. I don't know how to get you out of my... No, go. I don't want you. Okay. Is it still live for you on your screen?
Is it still what?
Is the stream still going for you?
I think so. Yeah, it still says live.
Okay.
There's just nothing going on the actual screen.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, check the chat for me and see if you can see my message. Because I'm trying to see what's wrong with Tate and why I'm not getting her messages.
I just got your message through.
Okay. Are any of Tate's showing up?
Uh-uh.
Okay. Then it's probably something on hers then. Oh, I can pull up a whole separate screen for the chat, I think. Oh, look at that. Wait, hold on. You'll have to wait a couple seconds for it to show up. But look at that. I can pull up a whole separate screen for the chat. I think it's like a 7 or 8 second delay. Oh no, that's a lot longer than 7 or 8 seconds. The more that I do on my screen, the less the delay. I just keep waiting for a little bit. Oh, there it is. Anyways, minimize that. Pull up this. Pull up this. Okay. I'm gonna start working on whatever it was that I was working on now. So I need to paste this in just to make sure that I don't lose any of my code. And then I'm going to save this Word document and then we will get started. Sorry it took me so long. I was just trying to make sure I could figure everything out with that. At least I know how it works now. I feel so proud for being able to set that up so quickly. You found something cool tonight and I found something cool tonight. Imagine that.
Imagine that.
No, I just oh, I was about to put my code in a streaming thing. Okay. And I am back to doing the thing. Everything's lined up. Everything's working. We're good. Clear the console. Okay, so for honestly at this point, I might hang up because the delay is gonna just make it to where it's awkward whenever I try to explain something. So I think you could just like watch it on your phone and then I'll explain it in the stream and you'll try to follow along. If you have a question, you can put it in the chat and we can see how that works. Okay, I'm gonna hang up now.
Okay.
Text in the chat whenever you see me start to type. Okay, now I'm going to just see how this works and see if this will work out. So, okay. So for constants, if you were to make a constant variable, say, poopy bum hole, and then make that equal to Emma. Oh dang, I didn't mean to press enter. And then like that. So that sets the constant as poopy bumhole. Now, I remember Emma, you asked if. Oh, it is? Okay, let me change it. Okay, I changed the Emma, I changed the like the is it louder at all, Emma? I can't tell if it's louder or not. Oh wait, I can turn on the I changed the I mean it seems louder on my side. Okay. So if you identified a constant variable like that, the only way you would be able to change that constant variable from what I've learned, I don't know anything else, but say like you wanted to say let poopy bum hole equal Mikey and try to click enter. Poopy bum hole has already been declared. But say I let bum hole equal Emma. Or, yeah. undefined. And that undefined is kind of, I mean, it doesn't mean, just ignore that for now. Bumhole equal Emma. If I decided to change that, instead let bumhole equal Mikey, it would be able to change it. But since poopy bumhole is constant, it would never change. So the only way you would be able to change that, and whenever I'm in this console right here, it won't really work. I can't really go back and edit this. But the only way I would be able to change that is say I was in this, and like say I was in like an actual like coding workspace, and I set the constant poopy bumhole equals Emma, and then I set that, and then the only way I would be able to change it is if I went back to the original constant. So I wouldn't be able to come down later in the code and be like constant poopy bumhole equals Mikey. I wouldn't be able to do that. Wait, what just happened there? Oh, I wouldn't be able to do that. What? See, look, it's even showing up the syntax error right there. I would have to come all the way back up here and just change the value in the original one. So come right here. Like, I mean, it's just as simple as that. Like, you just have to go back up and change the original one. Let's see. So told you about, and like I said, this is just like skimming through simple stuff, and then I'll show you the website later. I really want to know who this second viewer is. Because I can click participants, but that's only for the live chat. Well, I just okay. Well, anyways, I'll just keep doing this. Went through variables, or went through console.log statements, went through alert statements, went through variables, and so I want to tell you one more thing about like the variables and stuff. I think I already told you this, but I can't remember. So let poopy bumhole equal Emma. So that's a variable that I just set, right? This inside here, I don't know if I've already told you about it. It's called a string. And so a string is basically just anything that's within quotation marks. A string could also be within like these single quotation marks, like this. I just don't like typing it like that. I like doing the double. It just makes me feel better for some reason. You could do it with the single. I don't. It's just a thing that I do. Also, I'm still new to this. I'm just teaching you what I know. Why did I delete that? That's a string. And so, forgot what I was gonna say. Why are there 3 viewers? I don't know who else is on this. If you're anyone other than Emma watching this, can you please say something in the chat, please? I'm just gonna wait for a second. Oh, I just got a Snapchat text. I'm scared. Oh, never mind. Okay, well, no one's saying anything. I'm sorry, Emma. Yeah, since that's a string, A string is literally just any combination of any type of like it's just like words, numbers, or letters within like the quotation marks. Here, just to help, what I'll do is I just opened Excel. Now I gotta wait for that to load. Okay. I'll open up a new tab on Chrome just to show you real quick. I typed that terribly, don't hate me. No, Tate, Emma's not on FaceTime. She's just in the chat. I hung up FaceTime because the delay with the stream was making it to where it would have been really confusing. Here, let me show you a really helpful website when you're trying to look for operators or anything like that once you start getting into like different functions and like scopes and stuff like that. MDN for JavaScript helped me a lot whenever I was writing that calculator thing. JavaScript MDN. That website alone can actually help teach you legit how to code. So, see, complete beginners, JavaScript, intermediate, advanced, built-in objects, all of this stuff is everything that you could ever need. So if you're on your own and you want to come look through this, that'd be great. What I would be careful of is, from what I've seen, especially in my classes, this website shows a lot of coding that never mind. There were a couple things that I was seeing where it was just the syntax of it was a little bit weird in my opinion, but yeah. But anyways, here, let me string. Let me see if that works real quick. Sequence of character strings are used in, oh wait, that's, yeah, it's literally, okay, so yeah, it's literally just like the sequence of characters and it's usually in the quotation marks. There's other types like booleans, which are true, false, and like a bunch of stuff like that. But right now, what I'm just showing you is strings, so you don't get confused. I'm sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. It's probably really confusing. I'm just gonna start coding again. But there's that. So, but when it comes to strings and stuff like that, oh, I never got rid of the constant. Okay, so whenever it comes to making your variables and then getting the and then when it comes to actually getting your variables to be shot back at you, you don't use the quotation marks whenever you're putting it in the parentheses of the alert or console.log statement from what I'm showing you right now. So that's fun, Tate. So Emma, and then is it because it's in the source? I cleared the history. What do you mean? Don't understand. Okay. Anyways. Okay, then I'll just make a new variable. Let fat man equal Kevin. Okay. So whenever you make your variable like this, and you say you want like the console to tell you the name based on like tell you the value of the variable, Also, another value is like numbers. So like numbers aren't put in quotation marks unless you're like unless it's part of the string. And so at least I think. I don't know for sure. But like numbers are like it their own thing. So like um say you're making a variable and it was my height, for example, and you wanted to make it equal to something, you I mean you could put 5 feet, or I'm technically almost 6, so I don't really I'll just put 6 feet. 6 feet. You could technically put that, but you could also just put 6 as a straight number there. That would be fine too. Um, so say you want like console.log, and then why are there two G's there? And then you wanted to get your variable, like you want to expose like the value of your variable. You wouldn't put that because, oh wait, that's typed wrong. That you would not put that because I still don't know if I've already showed you this, but that's because if I click enter, it's gonna come back as fatman. But if I put console.log and then just put fatman with no quotations, Kevin. I need to change this. I need to change it to Kevin Malone, but it's fine. Um, so there's that. I mean, I feel like now that that's established, I could just move on to functions if you want me to. Do you understand like the idea of the variables and the statements like the console.log and alert statement thing? I'm trying to think if there's anything else real quick. I mean, there's just a couple syntax things that you'll learn on the website that I'll show you. But when it comes to simple stuff, that's just like messing around. But yeah, just like type something in the chat about like yes or no, do you understand everything that like I've told you about, at least to a certain extent. Like I know I'm terrible at explaining things. That's why I decided to try to live stream so I can show you. Okay. I don't even know how long ago you sent that, but okay. So I guess now I can just show you what a function is. So like obviously here, what I'll do is I'll come to Microsoft Word and I'll just copy and paste my I'll just copy and paste this. Oh, that was so sad. Copy. Oh, okay. Paste. Okay, so there's that. Actually, I think I just copied the exact same. Yeah, I did. Didn't mean to do that. Oh, I'm so dumb. Dang it. I actually feel so retarded. This is being annoying. Oh my gosh, please. I am so sorry. Jeez. Okay, so 1, 2, yeah. Okay, so is there any way I can zoom in? No, there's not. I guess I'm just gonna, okay, so for example, this right here is a function on its own. And I'll show you different little ways to understand its syntax. So I copied it. I'm gonna just delete this. I'm gonna click console history. Okay, so if I paste just this function on its own, there's like little ways that you can look at it just to understand the syntax of it. So anytime you write a function, or anytime you're creating a function, so like programmers will create functions that they can use throughout their text, throughout their coding later. So like if programmers wanted to make something that they know they're going to use multiple times, or that they might want to use multiple times, like in calculators, they will make functions will that they can just use one line of code to reactivate versus 15. I mean, this is a really small function, so um, what you do is you identify your functions at the beginning of your program or your game or app or whatever, and then you use them later on. So um, obviously, whenever you're identifying your function, you start out with function, and then it's like identifying a variable. So I'll do add numbers, just as the example. I mean, you can follow along with the exact same thing if you wanted to, and then see if you get it right. Um, I'll do function add numbers. You can make whatever function you want to follow along. It's like identifying a variable. You do function add numbers, and then you open and close your parentheses. So with functions, it's like um, it's weird to explain without having like the website or without having the notes that I had, because like I said, I'm still new to this, so please bear with me. So whenever you identify the name of your function, in this case it's add numbers, you have those parentheses, and you can have nothing in the parentheses. So here, I'm going to say function sky color and just put open and close parentheses. The most simple function you can have is where there's nothing in the parentheses. And so that is the basis of your function right there. And whenever it's, like I said, it's like identifying and using a variable. So you have, for example, function sky color. Whenever you open and or you put the parentheses there, it's like just part of naming the function. And this is the most simple version because there's nothing in the parentheses. After you have the function name in the parentheses, you open it with a bracket, enter, and then this is where you could go multiple ways. You can put this thing called a return statement, and there's also something called if statements or if else statements, whichever one you want to call it. Those are like two of the more common ones that you use when you're first starting off with functions, and so it's just like weird, like, or not weird, but it's just like that. So to make it simple, I'll put return, and I'll explain this too. A return statement is basically a console.log statement, but for functions and for stuff like that. So me putting return right here, and this is the easiest way I can explain it until you actually do like specifically learn about it if you want to. It's basically the same thing as putting console.log right here, but you don't put console.log right there. You replace console.log with return. Return, and then you open up your parentheses, and this is where you put where you want it to return. So whenever you open up your parentheses right here, this could be either like a variable that you already identified, or it could be like um it could be a variable that you already identified, or it could be a string, and the string, as you know, opens up with the quotation marks. So I'm gonna put just blue for right now, or it's nighttime. Never mind. I'll just put blue for right now, just for now. So there's what it looks like right now. And if you just want that, this is the most simple function, is to just do it like that. So, and then I'll explain the whole syntax of it. So this right here is like the most simple form of a function that you can probably ever come up with. And so what it is it has the function, it identifies the function name, and it opens and closes those parentheses, because this in total is the function name with the parentheses. And then whenever you have a function and you identify the name of it, you open and close the brackets. So these brackets enclose the functionality of the function itself. So like there could be 15 lines or 20 lines of code in a single function. Or like in my case, whenever I was doing this, there was 5 lines of code in between the two brackets. So one bracket, two brackets. And then the reason there's multiple brackets in this is just because of the if and else statements, and then I'll explain that if you want me to. But after this, so you open up the bracket and then this is just a simple way for me to this is just a simple function. This is one way you can make it the return blue. So if I click enter, it'll say undefined right now because I never told it to actually tell me something. The way you activate your function is you literally just put in the function name. So sky, color, and then bam bam, and it returns blue. I actually want to try something real quick. Or I'll just copy and paste this. Uh, okay, so you can put return, or you could put alert if you want to. I'm gonna see if you can put console.log because I've never tried it. I've just always learned it as putting return. So yes, you can put alert and it will alert like the thing on your window. So I'm gonna put console.log and see if it works the same. Undefined and then sky color. Okay, yeah. So okay, now I see the difference. The difference between return and then the blue and then console.log in blue. The string, whenever you do console.log, it'll straight up just tell you blue without the quotations. With return, I think actually I might have been wrong. And with return, I think it'll just tell you everything that's just straight up in the thing without you having to identify it as a string. So oh no, see, blue is not defined, so you do have to identify it as a string. But with return, it'll put it'll show you the quotation marks around it, and then with whatchamacallit, um with console.log, it won't show those quotation marks because it's a string, and console.log doesn't return the strings, it just returns what's in, or it doesn't return the quotation marks, it just returns what's in the quotation marks. Okay, that looks better. So there's that. Okay, ignore that. So that's my function example for the thing that I was doing. And then this is the simple one, and then these are just practice ones. So like I said, you put the word function, you identify your function name. So I'm gonna put add. I'm just gonna make a simple one version of the one that I was making. Okay, I don't know how long ago you put that comment in because I just checked it. What do you mean, how do you get your things to go on top of one or the other? Oh, I didn't even, I'm so sorry. I know exactly what you mean. Okay, so, okay, here, I'll retype the function then. So function sky color. I need to name this the way that I always name my stuff. Sky color. And then once you have your name and then you open the brackets, I'm sorry, I should have told you this. You click enter, and whenever you click enter, like it's just like in a Word document, it goes down to the same line. And the cool thing about like this, the console itself, is it will actually like based on the format of whatever function, like whatever thing you're doing. So like whether you're naming a function or you're naming a variable or anything, it'll basically keep your it'll keep your thing in an organized form. So like whenever I open this bracket and click enter, it keeps this indented. And then this if statement is basically a function on its own, so it indents it a little bit more. So with this return statement being indented, that's how I know it's within the function statement. And so basically, long story short, I'm getting it to stay, I didn't mean to do that. I'm getting it to stay stacked by legit just function sky color by just clicking enter every time I need to go to a new line to keep it, and that's how you keep it organized and stuff. I don't know if it'll register right if you keep it all on the same line. It might, as long as you keep the syntax of it right, like basically the grammar. But I don't know if like it'll read it differently or not. So I would just keep it as organized as possible. I'm sorry I didn't explain that sooner. Anyways, I'm gonna put return. Actually, I'm gonna start the new function as one more example, and then I'll get into if else statements. And then actually tell me if I'm going too fast. I'll check in a couple of seconds. I'll check in like 10 or 15 seconds to see whether or not you say I'm going too fast. But yeah, just tell me if I'm going too fast. So with function add numbers, I'm gonna write a simple version of the function, or I mean, the function that I had for the thing that I just finished tonight was already super simple, but I'm gonna simplify it even more to make it easier to understand. My functions simplify numbers x, y. This is where the parentheses come in when it comes to functions. So, one quick second. I'm also gonna keep checking the chat real quick to see if you're able to keep up right now. Because I do talk fast and I don't even talk to a point where you can even understand me. Okay, well, do you understand at all now because I sort of explained the stack thing? I'm gonna wait a couple more seconds in the chat and then I'm probably just gonna keep going, to be honest. Okay, okay. If you miss something or you just have a question, like I said, just keep asking in the chat because I'll try to answer it to the best of my ability. This is kind of fun, not gonna lie. But anyways, this is where a little bit more detail comes into functions. When it comes to the parentheses, my add numbers x, y. Actually, I know a better way to explain this. So I'm gonna keep just whenever I'm explaining this, keep in mind the function add numbers and then the x, y in parentheses. So I'm gonna identify two variables. I'm gonna identify x and I'm gonna give it a number value. So it's not gonna be in parentheses because number values aren't in parentheses like that. And then I'm gonna identify a variable y and then give it 19 like that. Okay, so those variables have been identified. So now I'm going to create a function name. I'm going to give it the name add numbers so I know. And see, like I said, function name, like what you name the function is for you. It's how you stay organized and it's what you use to identify what function you're using in your own mind and what that function does. So yeah, now hopefully this looks a little bit easier now that I've identified the variables. I put add numbers and then the x comma y in the um parentheses. Those are the two values that I want to add. Those are the two variables that I want to be changed or acted on within the function. So whatever values you want to be changed or acted upon within that function, those are going to be the values that you put in. So for me, it's add numbers x, y, or at least this is just from how I've learned it also. So if I'm wrong, then if there's if either of the other two people watching understand this stuff, then you can obviously say something in the chat and tell me if I'm wrong because I would love that. But and then I'm going to open up the bracket, click enter, and so I'll just keep this one super simple, return, and then here I'll go into a Word document to explain this part. So whenever you're doing math in coding, oh that was weird. Whenever you're doing math in coding, it's actually super simple. I actually think I still might have a note on my wall. Yes. So yeah, Tate, I'm just like teaching her some like stuff because she thought it was super interesting. And yeah. Um so whenever you're doing math, a lot of it is super simple. There's just a couple little things that are changed. So for like example for less than, it literally just stays like that. For greater than, it's that. So like you would put your two number values, or 4 and 4, or 4 and 5, or 5 and 4. That's how you write it, except you have spaces in between. So for example, you could write, or you just use these in different scenarios basically. So, or if you wanted to do like less than or equal to, it would be, this is where it changes. Because, okay, it's also easier to understand if I tell you what the equal to operator is. The equal to operator is simply just going to be a double equal sign. So if you're trying to say something's equal to something else, it would legit just be a double equal sign. So like that. I suck at this right now. Oh my gosh. Okay. So a less than or equal to would be that. I mean, in Word, it'll just make an arrow, but if I were to go into the workspace, and I'm just going to come over here super quick, and I wanted to say 4 is, or 4 is less than or equal to, 4, I could say 4 is less than or equal to 4, 4 is less than or equal to 5. I'm just going to put random values. 4 is less than or equal to 5. Okay, well, why is that being like that? Okay, I don't understand why that's saying that, because, I mean, I may be wrong. Let's find out together, I guess. I'll search it up right now. Because now I'm curious as to what it is. And this is where researching on your own comes in. So it may just have the OR operator, but let's see, I'll search up less than or equal to in JavaScript. Operators, okay. Equal, greater than or equal to. Oh, is it just one? Okay, it's just one. Never mind. I'm sorry. It's just one. I thought it was two. That's how I learned it. But so okay, then 4 is less than or equal to 5. That didn't catch the syntax error. I'm sorry. So you would put the less than, or you would put the greater than symbol, and then you would put in a equal sign to say less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. So, oh no, my computer's being slow. I think the stream is starting to catch up to it. Okay. Anyways, next you would do, so you have, now you know what greater than or equal to or less than or equal to is, and equal to. Not equal to. Not equal to is actually weird. It's an exclamation mark with that. Is it two? No, it's just one. Okay. So it's just that. Why is that like that? Okay, fine. Let me see if this works. 4 is not equal to 5. Also, this is a Boolean statement because this is a true or false. So this is, Boolean statements are statements. So Booleans are other types of statements. I'm trying to figure out a way to explain it. There's like the strings, which are just like the straight sentences and stuff. But Booleans, it's also spelled like that. Those are what return true or false. So if I were to say, I wonder if, I don't even know how I would type it, to be completely honest. 4 is not equal to 5. Yeah, see, that would return true. I don't know why. Oh, accidentally. Yeah, see, I'm lagging a lot. That would return as true. And so if I were to put 4 equals 5, oh wait, my bad. 4 equals 5. Yeah, I should stop doing that. Thank you for letting me know. Because I noticed that earlier too, so I'm just going to completely stop doing that. Invalid left-hand side and assignment. Oh, okay. Yeah, see? So, okay. I'm gonna also, I don't know if I told you, but thank you, Emma, for letting me know that. Oh, when it comes to the equal signs, so like when you're assigning variables, as you see right here, you use one equal sign, but if you're in, like, for example, like a statement, one second. Um, when you're in like a statement, so like this, and you're trying to make an equal sign, use two instead. So that would be the Boolean for equal to. So like, say I came over here, or this is probably gonna lag super bad after this, I'm sorry. I just have to come over here and copy and paste my functions. I actually think I got rid of that part of the function whenever I was trying to write out the program. I was, or I did. Okay, so never mind about that. Anyways, yeah, so I'll just write out a function. So say function add numbers x, y, and then I opened it up and then I clicked enter. Sorry, I keep getting texts. I'm sorry, it's because I keep switching browsers. How about this? I'm gonna wait like a minute or two and just let it catch up and see what happens. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. Oh, my stream status used to be excellent, but now it's not. Okay, then maybe I can fix it. Um, Sorry, just give me 1 second. Oh, I can't change anything while I'm in stream. Okay, that's fine. It's whatever. Um, okay. I'm gonna try to go a little bit longer. And see. So if I open up this function right here, um, if I open up this function right here, I can say, oh no, okay. Yeah, so those are like, I'm just gonna go back to what I was saying because I'm just gonna keep getting sidetracked and it's not gonna work out for you. So that's the greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, and that's also the just straight up equal to and not equal to. So not equal to, exclamation mark, one equal sign. So whenever I show you Code Academy is going to show you something different. I'm just you'll have to just look it up. Equal to is two equal signs within the statement. If you're assigning a variable, then it's going to be one equal sign. The AND operator is going to be two AND symbols like that. Let me make sure that's what it identifies as in this. It should just be two AND symbols. Okay, yeah, that's fine. One more thing that I was going to show you within functions is another simple thing that's in functions. Oh, wait, no. Also, with the math, it's plus for just adding, negative symbol for subtraction, fraction symbol for dividing, that the star for multiplying. That's all it is. It's simple as that. So with function add, I'll try to go fast to show you this. With function add numbers x, y, do the brackets, then open it up and then click enter. And a simple way to write it would just be return x plus y, because those are the variables you want to add. And so you set the variables and then you write the functions, and so whatever variables are in the functions are going to be the variables or the values that are acted upon. So if I close this up right now, so that's how you close up the function, is that if I close this up right now and I click enter, it's going to say undefined. But if I call on the function add numbers x, y, it'll add 12 and 19 together. So it's as simple as that. Now, one more thing, and then I'll let you go. I'm sorry. One more thing. And it's sort of simple, but it's sort of not simple at the same time. It just takes practice. Identify your function. Open with brackets. If-else statements. So they generally just look like you type if, and then you open up parentheses to put what you're talking about. So if, just ignore this part, you don't need to understand this part, is in a n. This is in a n says if it is a if it in a n is not a number, so is in a n is an identifier to determine whether or not a value is a number. Just don't just don't worry about me typing this. I'm just typing what the function that I used for my thing that I wrote earlier today. So is in a n x, and then these two lines right here, this is the operator that you use for or. So there's and then there's or. This is what you use for or. It's the key that's right above your enter key on the keyboard. Or is in a n y, and then you close that off. So look, there's even little lines right here underneath the things. So whenever you're writing your if-else statement, you close out. It's like if-else statements are almost like console log and alert statements and return statements, but they don't put anything in the thing. It's just the only way that they're alike really is because of the parentheses. So you open a parentheses and you close it, and so like these two parentheses are on their own, so you still have to surround that one like that. But whenever you're making your if-else statement, even though there's an open bracket right here, the if-else statement is basically its own function. So you open up a bracket one more time and press enter. And then you put your return statement. And so I mean, if basically what this is saying right now, if either x or y are not a number, that's basically what this little thing right here says right now. You don't have to worry about what that means. You just have to worry about the syntax of if-else statements, or the grammar of if-else statements. I'm going to make it say if x or y are not numbers, I'm going to say invalid values. That's what I have it say right now. And then, I mean, you already know the return statements. And you're going to click enter one more time, and then you're going to close your bracket. So you have your open bracket right here, or you have your open bracket right here, and your closed bracket right here. You can see the line underneath it matches up with this one. So that's how you know this if statement is enclosed and complete. But it's an if-else statement. So whenever you have an if-else statement, will have this if function right here. But once you close it off, right after the closing bracket, you write else, and then you open one more bracket and click enter, and you put another return statement. And so basically, an easy way of saying what this is saying, if x or y if they aren't numbers, it's going to return invalid values. Otherwise, it will return x plus y, and then press enter, close the bracket. This bracket right here, will line up with this bracket. So that means you have nothing lining up to close off this bracket. So you click enter one more time, one more closing bracket with the semicolon, and this bracket lines up with this. So as soon as you have your bracket lining up with this one, that's how you know all of this is enclosed. And whenever I'm not on a laggy stream and I'm not trying to rush to where you can go to bed, I'll explain a little bit more if you don't get it. This is an example of how you would write an if-else statement. So this on its own is the if-else statement. So this is an example of having another 4 lines of code. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines of code within your function. You could have a lot more code in your function, by the way. But basically, once again, what this is saying, if either x or y aren't numbers, it's going to return invalid values. Otherwise, if basically it's saying else is saying otherwise, it will return x plus y. So it's saying, okay, if they are numbers, it's going to add the two together. If I click enter and it says undefined, that means the function on its own, no syntax errors. We already have x is 12 and y is 19 up here because we already identified them. So if I say add numbers and I call on the function, what happened? What did I do wrong? Did I change the value of x? Oh, I'm so confused. Here, let me find this because I tried to type the exact. I don't remember if I could type the exact same thing or not. I am so sorry. Function add numbers. Copy. I'm so sorry, Emma. And then paste. So yeah, like I literally typed it the exact same. Except so if I click enter and then I click add numbers. Oh, okay, I see why it said invalid values. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, so I was right, Emma. I'm sorry. Please don't hate me. So I'm gonna come back over here and I'm gonna copy this function so I can make it up to date. Copy. I'm gonna clear this. I'm gonna clear all of it, and then I'm gonna clear the console history. So I'm gonna paste the function in. Okay, so like I said, if if either x or y are, if neither of them, or if even one of them isn't a number, so say one is a number and the other isn't, the fact that this says or means that only one of them has to not be a number for it to say invalid values. So this is saying both x and y have to be numbers to add them together. So just want to say it one more time so you understand that. Click enter. Nothing wrong with the syntax of the thing. I'm gonna let x equal 14, let y equal 16. Okay, now I'm gonna say add numbers. Okay, and you see I made a mistake with calling on my function. Whenever you call on your function, you have to say the whole name. You can't just say add numbers, or you can't say add numbers with nothing in the parentheses. You have to say add numbers x, y, so the computer knows what values to call on. And it adds them together, 30. Now, say I changed the x value, let x equal poopy bum hole. What am I doing with my life? Poopy bum hole. Okay, and then I tried to call on the add numbers function. It's going to pull back invalid values because that if statement has two different outcomes. That if statement has two different possible outcomes. So just that's basically what an if else statement is. So if else statements, okay, so if else statements also don't have to be in functions, but that's just what I'm using the example in. So return statements inside of functions make it to where generally if you have a single return statement, there's only one possible outcome that that function can have, and that's just whatever you return it as. But if you have an if else statement, you can keep that if else statement going on for however many options you want. So for my example, I use two options, invalid values and x plus y. When you get to having more detailed values and more detailed variables and like programs and stuff like that, one function might have like 50 different outcomes depending on how you code it. Because you can say if, else, if, else if, else if. So that's saying also if, also if, also if. Or if, or if, or if. That's basically what else if is saying. So you just say else if you want to continue it. So if I say I wanted to have this have three outcomes, I would say else if, and then have my second outcome, and then else, and then have return x plus y as my third outcome. And so like else, if else statements, always the last outcome will always have else at the beginning of that outcome, and like any outcome in the middle is going to have else if. But you don't really need to pay attention. You don't really have to understand what I just said, even if you do that. If you do, that's awesome. But that's basically what I'm saying. So just simple return statements without else if or if else statements make it a lot easier to have multiple outcomes for one function. Or just having simple return statements give you just one outcome. If else statements let you have multiple outcomes like you saw right here. So depending on what variable, it was very easy for it to tell whether or not poopy bumhole is a number or not. So since it's not a number, it came back as invalid values because of this if else statement, because this poopy bumhole fell within this. It fell within this if statement, so it returned invalid values. Since these are both numbers, it fell within the else statement. Within the else statement, so it returned x plus y, which is 30. So I guess that's just where I'll end it for now. Anyways, I hoped I was able to help some in helping you kind of get started on this. I'm gonna type in the console the website, or I'm gonna type in the chat the website you need to look up. Um, Before you go to bed, I would look this up and like save it as like a favorite in your browser. That way you can find it easier. Or whenever you search it up, search up Codecademy Learn JavaScript and type it exactly like I typed it. Especially, or type JavaScript like I typed it with the capital S and capital J. Just make sure you save it somehow so you can get to it easier. It lets you go through it lets you go through more free lessons than there are paid for lessons. And it teaches you everything from the basics to like actual programming, and it's really really cool, and that's how I learned what I was able to show you. And so honestly, that's all that I have to say on that. You could use that, and then if you have any questions, you can come to me. And so I guess I'm just gonna stop there. Just type in the chat you've whenever type in the chat to let me know that you've like caught up with what I've said and that um I'm actually finished talking. And once I get in the chat that just say okay in the chat whenever it all this catches up, and then I'll end the stream. Okay, I'm just gonna end it.